Hey guys! So, this week for our travel unit, we're going to be talking about another place that some of you might have gone before, an adventure that some of you might have taken. Raise your hands if any of you have ever gone camping. I have. I have actually gone camping two different ways. I've gone tent camping and I've gone glamping. Glamping is a more elegant way of camping for people that don't really like to get dirty or stay outside or like to deal with bugs. I've stayed in a cabin, I've stayed in a camper, and I have stayed in a cabin that is just literally four walls and something to sleep on. No bathroom. You had to go to the public bathrooms. So there are definitely many, many different ways that you can camp. Some people like to just sleep under the stars in a sleeping bag. Some people like to pitch a tent, and some people have small tents. Some people have really big tents that actually have different rooms. Some people like to stay in log cabins. Some people like to stay in cabins that are like mini houses that actually have kitchens and bathrooms and showers. And no matter how you go camping, whether it's in one of those campgrounds, or maybe it's in your own backyard, or even in your living room. Camping is an amazing adventure. It's so much fun. You get to have just a great time singing songs, telling stories, sitting around a campfire, roasting marshmallows, making s'mores, doing just all kinds of things outside and having just a great time with your friends, your family, and just everything around you. So this week we're going to be talking about a lot of things that go with a camping theme. We're going to be singing songs. We're going to be making lots of yummy, yummy treats. I sent you guys a couple different recipes. Now, you don't have to do them all. There are different stages of how you can make s'mores. Some are really easy. Like, for example, you could just use graham crackers, Nutella, or some kind of chocolate sauce and fluff, all the way to ones that you would use graham crackers, a chocolate bar, and marshmallows, and you would actually put in the oven. I have even included a activity or an experiment that you guys can make your own solar oven to cook s'mores outside. The only hit or miss with that activity will be, is it warm enough to do it? Some days have been really warm. Other days you need your winter jacket and your boots. So it's really something that you're going to have to wait and see what the weather holds. And if you don't have the correct weather right now, hold on to the activity, and you guys can definitely do it in the summer. And we're going to be doing a lot of great things with this unit, a lot of dramatic play, a lot of using our imaginations, and a lot of just having fun. And a great way that I figured we could have a little bit of fun is a great sensory activity. I figured we could make some s'mores Play-Doh. And s'mores Play-Doh is Play-Doh that will hopefully smell like a s'more. We're going to add chocolate powder to it. Now, this Play-Doh is a little bit more of a salt dough, so it's going to feel a little different than regular Play-Doh. You're actually going to be able to feel salt crystals in it if you make it correctly. For this experiment, for this activity, you're going to need a big bowl. You are going to need some salt. Now, kosher salt works best, but if you have table salt, that should be fine too. You're going to need some water. You're going to need flour. You're going to need, again, some kind of cocoa powder, chocolate pudding mix, really anything. Even chocolate syrup won't hurt. You're going to need a measuring spoon. You're going to need a couple measuring cups, and if you want it, you can use gloves. If not, we are going to be using our hands, so don't be afraid to get dirty. Again, just make sure you're in an area that you don't mind getting messy, because as you make this creation, sometimes you might have to add more ingredients, sometimes you might spill when we're doing, it just can get messy. So, without further ado, let's make some s'mores Play-Doh. So for this activity, you're going to need 2 cups of flour. So I'm going to open up my flour, and I'm going to take out 2 cups. Now make sure with flour you do everything very carefully, because very easily it can make a cloud of flour around you. So that's 1 cup. And 2 cups. All right, next we are going to need a 1/2 cup of salt. And like I said, any kind of salt will do, but if you happen to have kosher salt, because it's a little bit, the crystals are bigger, it makes the dough feel cooler, but anything that you have is good. There we go. One thing about kosher salt is it does tend to form little like rocks inside of it after it's been open for a while. So let's open this up and see what's going on in here. Might have some big salt rocks. Let's see. Oh, it does not want to open. Come on, salt. Come on, salt. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. You ready to see this? Look at this. That is the biggest clump of salt I've ever seen. Well, we're just going to put this, where should I put it? You know what? We'll put it on the table right here. We'll check on it in a little while. Oh my goodness, you ready for this? It has a friend. Woo! All right, I can't even get it out. All right, let's get a half a cup of salt. I think every time I do an experiment, I make like probably the biggest mess ever. Miss Veronica knows this for a fact. I am not a very neat person when it comes to science. All right, so we're gonna pour in our half a cup of salt, and then we're gonna need, I got my big cube. We're gonna need about 3/4 of a cup of water. So I already measured that out in my measuring cup, so we're going to slowly pour it in. And then because we're going to make it s'more-like, I'm going to put some chocolate powder in here, some cocoa powder. And cocoa powder will just give it that smell and that taste. Or that, not that taste, because we shouldn't be eating it, but it'll give it that look of a s'more. So just like 1 big scoop of chocolate powder will do. Next, I'm going to put on gloves. Now, I know we've all been washing our hands a lot lately. So if you have any cracks or any kind of cuts on your hand and, you know, anything that might hurt, I do recommend that you put on gloves because since this is salt, it's not going to make your hands feel the best. So all you're going to do is put your hands in and you're going to just start slowly squeezing the mixture. And as you keep working it, you will feel that it's going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. Now, if in a little bit you feel like you might need a little bit of more water, a little bit more salt, a little bit more anything, make that decision after you're done squeezing because if you add it too soon, sometimes the mixture won't come out correctly. So we just keep picking it up and kind of keep turning it around. And like I said, we don't want it, sometimes when it's done, it can feel almost a little sticky. We don't want it to be sticky. So that's why we're going to keep working it and kind of smushing it. See, I'm getting a nice big clump going. And let's see what we got. Ooh, let me see if it smells good. It does have a very, very chocolatey smell to it. Now, if you feel that it doesn't smell chocolatey enough, feel free to add more. This is definitely your Play-Doh, so do whatever makes you happy. Now, how we know it's ready is that we can form it into a ball and it'll actually stay. If you do feel that it is still too sticky, you can take just a sprinkle of flour and just kind of put it over it and just kind of work it out a little bit more. And this will dry it out. So that way when you're playing with it, it doesn't stick to everything you're playing with. I think that's good. And you know what? I am going to add a little bit more chocolate powder, just because why not? I'm usually a vanilla girl. I love anything vanilla, but lately with a bunch of these activities, between this and the chocolate goop, I'm really starting to like chocolate, which is not very good considering I'm a little allergic to it. I get very bad headaches from chocolate, so be very careful with allergies if you have any, with any of the things that I'm doing. For example, I said one of our s'mores activity actually uses Nutella. If you're allergic to any kind, if you have any kind of nut allergy, please use something in its place so that we don't have any kind of reactions. So look at that. I have a perfect pile of s'mores Play-Doh. And it smells delicious. And you guys can make all kinds of things with this. Make s'mores snowmen, make s'mores worms, make anything you want that you would make with normal Play-Doh, you can make with this. So have a lot of fun and send me pictures of your creations. And we'll see what comes up next in our camping unit. We have another couple activities that I'm Really, really looking forward to showing you. And we'll see where we go from there. All right, I will see you in a little bit. Have a great time with your Play-Doh, and I hope it smells as good as mine smells right now. Bye.